By the 1970s, not every rock song was written to make a statement. Some of the biggest hits started as jokes.
She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling-o.
Inside gags, sarcastic ideas, songs not meant to carry much weight. Then radio grabbed them, and the joke became the thing everyone remembered. Number 9. A song written as a wink that radio played anyway. Squeezebox, The Who.
Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on her chest, but when Daddy comes home.
Pete Townsend wasn't chasing a hit. He bought an accordion, started fooling around, wrote a song purely for his own amusement. Squeezebox was meant as a joke. Light, cheeky, and built entirely on innuendo.
Music in the whole damn street, 'cause she's playing all night.
Produced by Glenn Johns and recorded in 1975, it wasn't designed to carry weight or redefine the band. Ironically, the recording barely leans on an actual squeezebox at all. The bounce comes largely from Townsend's banjo, giving it a pub-ready snap. Roger Daltrey didn't sell it as comedy. He sang it straight and let the implication land. The song reached the US Top 20 and the UK Top 10, turning a deliberate throwaway into one of the band's most familiar hits.
So in love with you. Mama's got a squeeze box.
Number 8. It was written as a pushback, and radio turned it into a chant. Alice Cooper, No More Mr. Nice Guy, 1973.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Big.
This wasn't meant to be noble. It was a reaction, a jab at the backlash surrounding Alice Cooper, and the way that disapproval followed him home. Raised around religious authority, Cooper wrote it as a response to being judged not just as a performer, but as a person.
The friends 'cause they read the paper. They can be seen.
The lyric even name-checks a Reverend Smith, a pointed nod to the moral gatekeepers he'd spent years pushing against. Bob Ezrin kept the track tight and direct, letting the chorus do the damage. The song hit the US Top 40 and the UK Top 10, turning a defensive grin into a permanent chant.
Went to church incognito when everybody rose.
Number 7. It sounded playful, almost disposable, until radio wouldn't let it go. The Kinks, Lola, 1970. Lola began as a cheeky little story Ray Davies wasn't trying to universalize. A London club, a charming stranger, a narrator who slowly realizes the night isn't what he assumed. The raised eyebrow was the point. The song climbed to number 2 in the UK and number 9 in the US, pulling the Kinks back into American attention after years of distance. And the BBC's first objection wasn't about gender at all. It was the lyrics Coca-Cola.
It's just like cherry cola.
Davies recut a single word, swapping it for cherry cola so the record could air. A private joke slipped into the mainstream and stayed there.
Always wanted to be that way for my Lola.
Number 6. It was written to mock the machine. Then the machine played along. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, the cover of Rolling Stone, 1972. This was blatant parody from the start. Written by Shel Silverstein, the song skewered rock star vanity, excess, hype, and the hunger for legitimacy. The chorus is ridiculous on purpose.
I got a freaky old lady named Cocaine Katie who embroiders on my jean.
Released in late 1972 and produced by Ron Halfkeen, it climbed to number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100, turning a novelty jab into one of the band's defining moments. The punchline landed a year later, in March 1973. Rolling Stone put Dr. Hook on the cover, not as a triumphant photo, but as a caricature. a real magazine validating a song built to mock validation itself. Number 5. It sounded cheerful enough until you actually listened. Randy Newman, Short People, 1977.
Short people got no reason to live.
Randy Newman delivers it with a little too much pleasure. Petty lines, cheap shots, a grin you don't quite trust. That voice isn't Newman. It's the character he slips into.
Don't want no short people. Don't want no short.
The song hit number 2 in the US, and the backlash followed fast. Complaints, letters, accusations that he meant every word. Some stations backed off. Newman didn't budge. He said it was about bias, not height, and left it there. But once a song gets that big, explanations don't travel as far as the chorus.
It's so low, you got to pick 'em up just to say hello. They got
Number 4. It was never supposed to be the vocal anyone heard. Bachman-Turner Overdrive, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, 1974.
Nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
Randy Bachman cut the stuttered vocal as a joke, a rough guide, a private nod to his brother Gary, who had a stammer. The plan was to replace it once the track was finished.
And now I'm feeling better.
They didn't. Released in 1974, the song went to number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, turning a throwaway vocal into the band's defining hit. The joke stayed in, the plan disappeared, and history kept the version no one meant to release.
Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something you...
Number 3. It started as a werewolf joke and never stopped following him. Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London, 1978. Zevon wrote it with Waddy Wachtel and Leroy Marino, leaning into old werewolf cliches and a groove that didn't ask to be taken seriously. The piano bounces, the lyrics smirk. Released in 1978, the song reached number 21 on the US charts, becoming Zevon's most recognizable hit. And for many listeners, the only one they ever learned. A song written lightly ended up overshadowing a catalog filled with sharper lines and darker truths. Number 2. It was supposed to get a laugh, not rewrite his legacy. Chuck Berry, My Ding-a-Ling, 1972.
She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling-o.
This was never meant to be definitive Chuck Berry. It was a call-and-response gag. A vaudeville-style double entendre Berry had performed for years, finally captured live in 1972. Written decades earlier by Dave Bartholomew, it wasn't about authorship, it was about the moment.
Every time that bell would ring, catch me playing.
The laughter stayed in. That was the point. Released later that year, it went to number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, Berry's only chart topper. The architect of rock guitar became permanently linked to a novelty sing-along. Radio made sure he never quite outran it.
Yeah, freedom. Yes, sir. There's one guy right over here singing mine, too. That's all right, bro.
Number 1. It didn't have a riff, a costume, or a chorus built for arenas. Kiss, Beth, 1976.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come.
Beth began as a joke song called Beck, written years earlier by Peter Criss and Stan Penridge, about a bandmate in Chelsea whose rehearsals kept getting interrupted by calls from home.
Think I hear them calling. Oh, Beth, what can I?
Producer Bob Ezrin reshaped it, earning a writing credit and turning the gripe into a piano ballad. Criss is the only Kiss member on the performance, singing over Ezrin's piano, orchestration, and outside players. No arena riff. The song reached number 7 on the US Billboard Hot 100, the band's biggest hit to that point. The reaction mattered more than the chart. From then on, there were 2 ideas of Kiss, and the band never fully settled the difference.
Where else? And you're always there alone.
All right, what other joke songs do you think should have made this list? I want to see them.